my friend, in this video I'm going to show you how to create exquisite chord layers for your looping songs. We often think about creating harmonies for melodies, but we can create harmonies for chords as well, and I'm going to show you an easy way to do it on the fretboard. So the first step is to identify what are all the chords in your key. So I was playing in the key of F major, so the chords are F, G minor, A minor, B flat, C, D minor, E diminished triad, or E minor flat 5 if you prefer, and back to the first one. If you need help on how to find the chords in any key, you can click on the upper card and catch my lesson on it. So that's the first step. You need to know all the chords in your key. The second step is that we're not going to play full bar chords, because if we layer full chords, that's going to be too busy, too much information. So I'm going to go bare bones and keep only what's essential in the chord. So I'm going to play my favorite voicings, spread triad. So instead of playing the full F chord, I'm going to play the root, the fifth, and the third of the chord spread on top. Like this. So that's the major shape, and for minor, that's the same principle. The root, the fifth, and the minor third spread on top. And we're going to have our whole harmonization like this. Once again, if you want a free resource on that, I have a free mini course on my website all about spread triad chords so that you can play any shape anywhere on the fretboard. It's in the description box if you want that. So the chord progression I played in the intro was F, A minor, B flat, and G minor. So that's the 1, 3, 4, 2 chords. So the trick right here to create exquisite chord layers that are always going to work together is to take your harmonization, skip a chord, and go to the next one. So if I was starting on F, I'm going to skip G minor and go to A minor, and that's going to be my chord layer. I'm going to play F at the bottom and A minor on top, and it's always going to work and sound gorgeous. Let's try that. The problem right now is that it's way too low, too much information on in the low end. So what we're going to do is that we're going to spread that chord layer 1 octave higher so that it can breathe and have a lot of space to ring, right? So I'm going to relearn the entire harmonization 1 octave higher. I'm going to start on the 4th string on the F chord like this. And then G minor, A minor, B flat, C, D minor, E minor, flat 5, and back to F. So instead of playing A minor here, I'm going to play it here. So now it's going to make a world of a difference. Why it works so well is because we're going to create chord extensions, but we're just going to view it differently as layering chords instead. So the notes in the F chord are F, A, and C, right? The root, the third, and the fifth of the chord. And the notes of A minor are A, C, E. So in relation to the F chord, A, C, E are the third, the fifth, and the seventh of the F chord. So we're basically going to create an F major 7 chord extension, but with voicings that would be impossible to play on your own because the notes are spread out too much. But we can do that because we layer with our looper, right? So now we're going to apply that principle with the entire chord progression. So the entire progression is going to be A minor, C, D minor, and B flat, layered on top of the original chord progression. Let's try that. Beautiful! And what's great with this principle is that we can keep going if we want. We can still skip a chord and go to the next one. So if I am on the F chord, and then I skip one and I go to A minor and I layer this one, I can keep going, skip a chord, layer this one as well. So I can layer C on top of F. And I can do all three layers if I want, right? So that's going to be F, A minor, and C all together. And once again, if you want to calculate what it does, the notes of the chord C are C, E, G, which would be the 5th, the 7th, and the 9th. So we're going to create a major 9 extension by doing that. And if we apply this principle to the entire chord progression, we would get the C chord, the E minor flat 5, F, and D minor. And we could layer all three chords with that. Also, when you start being a fifth apart, right, the F chord and the C chord are a fifth apart, you can start playing them in the same octave if you want. It's going to give you a little friction on the low notes, but it can sound beautiful. It's not going to sound as jarring as playing F and A minor as layers super low like this. So I'm going to mute some layers on my looper. Alright, so now I have just the first layer, and then I'm gonna play the one a fifth apart, but in the same octave. I really like this one, and this one as well. So it's another great sound to explore to do in the same octave. Now the logical question is, how far can we keep going? Can we skip a chord and go to the next one? Skip a chord, go to the next one, and keep layering stuff like this. We could keep going, right? So if I was on F, skip, A minor, skip, C, skip. Now I would be with an E diminished triad on top of it. And that would create the 7th, the 9th, and the 11th of the chord, right? So let's try that. That's pretty much as far as I would go. It starts being a little bit extreme to have like 4 chord layers that go as far as this. Maybe I can try it just the regular chords and the chords spaced a 7th apart. So that's my limit. I start feeling that it doesn't sound as good as the other options. And we have, if we play one octave higher, we have the limitations of being at the very end of the fretboard. So it's proof that something can sound great on paper or in theory, but not so much in practice, right? If I kept going and I played the chords a 9th apart, that would be the equivalent of playing F and the next chord, so G minor, on top of it, right? So in theory, we would play the 9th, the 11th, the 13th on top, but that doesn't sound so good because we don't have the 7th in the chord, so it will not sound like an extended chord so much anymore, and we just stretch the concept too far. But just for fun, let's try it. see, great on paper, but not the best in practice. Honestly, playing the chords a third or a fifth apart, it's just beautiful. And if you can layer all three of them and separate them through different octaves, it's just beautiful. I love it, so I hope you're gonna try it on your own as well. If you clicked on this video for the chord layers, I want you to stay for the guitar looping. That's what I teach on my channel, and the best way to play with chord layers is to do it with a looper, right? The alternative is recording things one by one in your recording software. That's not fun. Doing it on the spot with your looper and trying the different sounds, and what if this chord was layered with this one? Oh, that would sound beautiful. It's the best with a looper. And if you don't have a looper yet, but you'd like to get yourself one, go download my free looper buying guide for any budget. It's the first link in the description box below. I have a decade plus experience playing with various different loopers at various price points, so I'm giving you my best recommendations for low budgets, or if you want to buy the best of the best, I have everything in this guide. Also, so you can get it, first link in the description box, and I also added all the other things that I mentioned in this video, the video about how to find any chords in any key, and the free spread triad course. Everything is in the description box below. And if you are not convinced that looping is for you, I want you to click on this video next. I'm gonna give you 5 reasons or 5 surprising benefits on why looping is gonna make you a better guitarist, right? So click on this video to watch next on my channel, and thank you so much. Until next time, keep on looping, my friend.